Guys, summer may be over, but it is hot in the news world of Marvel Snap. This past Saturday, October 5th, Lauren Whatevs came out with a thread on X saying, "Have you had bad luck with splits lately? It's not you, it's Marvel Snap." The arrival of the new Prism finish brought some hidden nerfs with it, and it's a 1 out of 10. That means there's 10 posts in this thread. This is the first one. So first, let's take a look at this. In the August 20th, 2024 patch, the patch changes that they are theorizing happened that were unannounced was that the ink, gold, and crackle, the percent chance of getting these went down from like 24% down to 16.7%. And a God split went from 11.3% to 5.6%. God split is getting one of these with a crackle. It doesn't always have to be like a great split. For example, if you get a black and white Cersei and then you get this purple crackle flare, that's a God split, but I would never use it. It's pretty ugly. So how did they come up with this theory that with these findings? So she analyzed the collections of 36 players. Snap variants theorized the split rates have changed in the August 20th patch. She split the data, the data at various dates to verify that's exactly when the split rates changed. The data below starts on public launch, October 18th, 2022. The effective change column indicates how much more common or rare the results are now. God splits took the biggest hit, a massive 59%, since both its component finishes and flares were affected. So let's just take a look at this chart. So all this is before the patch. Okay. First thing you're going to notice is actual possible. These numbers are drastically bigger than the ones over here for the after 20 patch. So what caused this to take this massive hit? And that's custom cards. So before custom cards came out, and I think it was the August 20th patch that maybe added another change to the custom where you're able to then take effects from any card and apply them to like the base card, essentially, right? Another thing that happened when the custom card came out, and I don't know if this was right off the bat or later on, is if you have two variants and you split them both 10 times, there is a chance that you will get on each one of the variants a rainbow finish with a glimmer flare. And the reason is before custom cards actually came out, all the splits were unique to what the variant was. So if you wanted to get a better split on like a variant that you really love and a brand new variant, the good news is you get a brand new variant, you split it, and then character-wise, the chances you have of getting better effects are based off of your character. So you can have, like I said, let's just say two variants, and you split them each 3 times. You get another variant, that first time you split that card, that's going to be considered the 7th split of that card. So that's great. But you're able to get duplicates of effects. I thought I had one once, but it was because Rainbow and Prism looked exactly the same. So I have not gotten that before. But that's what this big change is. Since you're able to go and they took out duplicates because the custom card, the actual and the possible have dropped down drastically. I hope that made sense. Okay. So before the patch, you pretty much had a 25% chance to get any split after the 5th split. After the 6th split, and the reason why this says 5 and this says 6 is on your 5th split, that's when you're able to get gold. So you have access to every single finish. This is because after your 6th split, you're able to get crackle. So now you have access to absolutely everything. So all this is still pretty even. It's all pretty much like 25%. Yeah, this is like 26%. This is 23%. So a little bit in favor of getting a rainbow and a prism than an ink and a gold. I don't consider that too crazy. I still consider that very fair. It might as well just be 25% all the way around, right? Same thing with this. In order to get a God split, you only have like an 11% chance, a 10.9% chance before the patch happened. After the patch happened, you can see that Rainbow and Prism went up, Ink and Gold went down, and because of that, all these other effects went up, Crackle went down, and because Crackle went down and these two went down, you now have a 59% drop in getting a God split. The next part is saying that we're most interested in long-term rates. So we're looking at split 5 plus or 6 plus in the table above. However, there was a previously special bonus chance for Ink on split number 4, and that is completely gone now. So hold up, weren't the old rates for Ink, Gold, and Crackle just 10%? That's what was widely reported. You may have seen this rates image before, couldn't find its creator. Steven at Second Tertiary also confirmed that Ink was supposed to be at 10%. Note, this was during beta. I've seen something similar to this. Marvel Snap Zone has a different one than this, and I don't know if this was an official release. I mean, this says fan-made content, rate subject to change. So this is just, I guess, the information they were either able to data mine or get on their own, or maybe it was a little bit on the leaked side. I don't know. And then in this small thread for Inkified splits, Steven goes, technically it increases a small amount because you cannot get dupes, but he's still confirming that it's 10% per split chance starting with your 4th split of a character. So Lauren discovered that back in April, Ink, Gold, and Crackle were closer to 25%. Credits where it's due. I've learned that one group discovered this earlier. They kept it quiet in case it was a bug. So below are my best guesses for actual rates, past and present. At this point, I believe old rates were a bug and new rates were changed inadvertently. I'm sure Second Dinner would like to make Ink, Gold, Crackle rarer, but I doubt they would do so without any notice. I would also like to doubt that they would do so without any notice, but there have been plenty of things that have been in patches where they don't really say it, or sometimes it's just like maybe like hidden in deep text. The other thing is Second Dinner has been very transparent with a lot of different changes that they've made and they've wanted to make, and especially listening to the community, they do get very involved. So yes, there is a chance that when you do an update, things get messed up. It's a bug, okay? And with all the changes to custom cards, trying to figure out how to mix effects and then make sure you don't get duplicates, all the big changes that have happened with variants and splits from the beginning of the game to now, I can totally see some crazy change inadvertently happening for that. So changing rates without notice opens up a huge can of worms. Worm emoji. There are many countries and states that have laws against this. In my opinion, splits should be treated like loot boxes. The rates should be posted in game. Absolutely, 100% agree with that. The reason why they're not posted is because splits aren't technically loot boxes. Apple and Google Play require their apps to post the percentage chances. Jameson, you be a good girl. It's just a UPS driver, okay? You can grumble. Don't bark too loud. Oh, girl. They have to post and advertise their loot rate drop percentages. They have to. The reason why Second Dinner isn't doing that for this is because they're not technically loot boxes. I tried to go through the website. I can't find anything official. I was trying to find something for a while yesterday, and I couldn't find nothing other than fan-made, or like fan. I don't want to say fan-made. It's such a weird term. It makes it sound like it's like fan art. But maybe like whatever, like third-party or fan-created statistics and studies that they're finding on their own, using their own data and everything else. But nothing official from Second Dinner about that. Interesting enough, if you go to the Marvel Snap Shop on the site, and you go all the way down to the bottom to this, where you get this once a week, you get one free spin. You go here and it says the login reward will be refreshed every Tuesday. Players can claim the free gifty, whatever. Players have a chance to receive one of the following rewards: 50 credits, 29% chance; 100 credits, 10% chance; 30 random boosters is a 60% chance; mystery variant, 0.6%; premium mystery variant, 0.3%; 1,000 credits, 0.1%. So they are being active, at least here, showing what the percentages are for this. And this is interesting because you can't spend money on this. It is a once a week thing. When Second Dinner also had the dominoes draw that was going on, that also, where I was able to get this, that also showed you what the percentages were for everything. And that was kind of like loot boxy, and you were able to spend more money to get more draws for it. So they are doing that online, and I think maybe that's because they had to, because that was in Brazil and I think maybe other countries. That wasn't to the United States. And that's important, I think, to know. So they are showing their stats. So Second Dinner isn't like, they aren't a company that is obviously trying to hide all the stats and percentages for all this stuff. So at least that's the good part of it, right? So let's go back to this. What's fair compensation for free resources spent? There must be compensation for money spent on splits. I wouldn't have spent towards splits last month if I had known God splits were 59% rarer. I can only imagine how frustrating this is for players who spent much more. I'll wrap this up with some fun stats about the data I collected. 36, these are crazy. 36 players, 30,582 splits. Insane. 2 gold splits without flare from beta. So I'm guessing that from the beta, you're able to get gold splits and not have any flare, just flat out gold splits. Most split card overall, Shang-Chi, 495 times. Most split card by a single player was Abomination, 102 times. Insane. That person must love him. That's a high evo person. Blow this up. Thanks, y'all. And that's one of the reasons why I'm making this video, is to help blow this up to my massive audience of like 362 subscribers, which I greatly appreciate, every one of you. By the way, I would like to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can get in this creator program, and then it can be like cool and everything else. When it comes to loot box regulation, the United States doesn't really have loot box regulation, but again, that doesn't matter that much. And that's because that splits aren't a loot box. It definitely is a random gotcha effect, but it's arguably not exactly loot box. Not defending it, just saying when I click on something, I'm not getting different types of items. I'm getting effects specifically for a card. I could see how that can be like a loot box, and it definitely is gambling, especially for the money that you spend and the time that you have to do to actually get a split done. But Second Dinner, I think, could argue that it's not actually a loot box, right? This was a FTZ video game loot box workshop back in August of 2020. One thing that I found interesting in this was when it came to the disclosure of loot box odds. Panelists and some commentators, because this was done by a panel and like a whole type of trial interview type of thing. Panelists and some commenters expressed concern about the transparency of loot box odds, particularly if a game uses dynamic odds that may vary by player or time. Apple or Google require mobile apps that have loot boxes to disclose odds. And the workshop, the ESA announced that by the end of 2020, Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony would require disclosure of loot box odds for new games and existing games that add new loot box features. Implementation of these policies is ongoing, and ESA stated that public comment in a public comment that regardless of whether the probability of obtaining an item is static or dynamic, the rate disclosed to players will accurately reflect the current rate at the time of purchase. Staff advises that disclosure of loot box odds must be accurate and non-misleading to avoid Section 5 violation. Second Dinner, even though you do not actually have to do this, because they're not technically loot boxes, which you can argue, which I don't like. I don't like how I closed my eyes. It sounded, I feel I look very pretentious while saying this. I really hope Second Dinner comes out and addresses this when it comes to looking at their Discord. You go to ask the team, you type in split. Here you go. You have, this is a split thing from one day ago. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, you have like over 20 20 different questions that are being asked towards the team that they have not answered just yet. And that is of 12:11 p.m. Monday, October 7th. That Second Dinner hasn't addressed this just yet. I don't think they did anything on their Twitter. Quick look at their Twitter. They have not addressed it here yet. And looking at Ben Broads, I guess he just hasn't done anything either in a long time on Twitter. So, okay. If you go to their website, there really isn't anything about that either. The news is just regular news. You scroll all the way down and it's just privacy notices, terms of service, but there is nothing actually addressing percentage of like loot boxes or the random effect of this. Speaking of which, I would really love to see, and maybe this is posted somewhere, the percentages of mystery variant and premium mystery variant, wherever that is. I think there's one all the way down here, right? Yeah. And the premium mystery variant. Now, this is something where I would consider this a loot box. And actually, what does this question mark say? Premium mystery variant, drop table details. Here we go. Premium mystery variant contains all eligible unknown rare and super rare variants, excluding pixel variants. Every 9 premium mystery variants open reward the following, but not in this order: 6 rare variants, 3 super rare variants. Okay. There is no eligible rare variants to reward. Any rare pull instead rewards an eligible unknown avatar. Okay. If there are no eligible super rare variants to reward, any super rare pull instead rewards eligible unknown avatar. Okay. If there are no eligible avatars to award, any avatar pull instead rewards 310 random boosters. All right. So what this is saying is if you have every single variant, you're going to get an avatar. And if you have every single avatar, you're going to get boosters. Kind of sad. But hey, if anyone has that, cool. This is pretty much saying that everybody has a timer of 9, which you can go and you can kind of relate to that in the store. Let's go to the shop real fast. So the shop, you go down to here. Look, I haven't bought this yet. Be proud of me. So 4 out of 10 daily purchases. Okay, right? So just like what this looks like, it sounds like every single player has a meter like this that is associated with this. And let's just say you have not got a premium variant before. So you buy 1 premium variant, and then it's going to do a pull from your meter of either 6 rare variants or 3 super rare variants. And let's just say you get 6 rare variants in a row. Then you're pretty much guaranteed to get 3 super rare variants next. You know what's in your bucket of 9, and then once that bucket of 9 is gone, bucket gets refilled with that type of randomness. So that's really nice. When it comes to, let's go and look at mystery variants. What does this actually have to say? Nothing. So that is interesting too. You go here, and then you have that. But you don't have that when it comes to this. But this is absolutely crazy. that this one actually has the percentages posted and more information about that. Meanwhile, the regular mystery variants do not. And I think this is a major problem as well, because this is a loot box and this should be advertised. Second dinner. Guys, that is it for today. I really hope we get an answer. As soon as we do, I will do my best to post a response. If I'm not working, I will get on that. It will be a short video. It will not be a great video, but it will be a video for you guys. All right. Like I said before, I would love to get into the creator program. I need like another 650 subscribers. If you guys can subscribe, I'd really like that. If you've been watching, I never ask anybody to subscribe. I rarely, but I would definitely appreciate it. The subscribe, like, comment, things like that. Guys, I really hope you guys have better luck than I do. Also, please don't shame me for using an old Hella deck. Okay, this old Hella deck, because you're able to draw more cards. I'm like, you know what I miss? I miss the Tribunal. The days of Tribunal. So this is actually like the old Hella deck. I'm not using Hell Cow. All right. And of course, as soon as I use this, because this game is rigged, because it's totally rigged against me, that I went against junk decks and they clogged my lines and I couldn't play it because the game is rigged. That's it. Like if you think the game is rigged, in which case I should get 1,000 likes. Have a great day, guys. Oh, last thing. The reason I have not figured out or seen this change in cards that are going to get upgraded and splits, that is because I am trying to save as many splits as I can for a big video. And I currently have about 140 cards ready to get split. I have a lot. And I want to do this cool video for you guys where I just do all these splits. Alex Coach did it. I thought that was awesome. The other thing is I wanted to have 100 collector's reserves saved before my wife opens them. Right now I'm at 109, so that'll be happening soon. Guys, have a great weekend. Have a great week. Have a great season. As soon as I said I can find more information, I will. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.